Welcome students. Welcome to the Instant K, WW Instant K's B first year course, Computer Programming Laboratory. Here what we are going to have, the Instant K video course contains complete all 14 problems covered. For each of the problem we are covering the algorithm and the flow chart and step-by-step demonstration on Turbo C or C++. Some colleges use Ubuntu, but for here we are using Turbo C, which is the most popular used by all the colleges. And for each the demonstration of test cases, pass-fail condition, and step-by-step what is the core algorithm. So the course Instant K Computer Programming Laboratory course is designed in such a way that it's going to be a joint study. The faculty is going to take you at your home whenever you are going through step by step, going through the background to the problem, algorithm, running the program, test cases, step by step walkthrough, and demonstrate how to write the program in the lab exam, and what is the also it includes a quick revision and viva question. Okay. So if you need if you want to buy this course, please contact 9686000804 or 9686000803, or you could also send us an email to info@instantk.in. info@instantk.in. Okay. So it's an open challenge. We have done tremendous care in composing each of these problem, authenticity of it, correctness, and the program is going to compile, run, and give the expected behavior. Okay. So to encourage, if you find any problem, any issue which is not correct, and if you think you may lose some marks in your test or the lab exam, or there is some issue, we would be happy to update, correct it. But if you find, we would be giving you either a 50 rupees or a equivalent of credit to buy any additional course which you can redeem. So if you have any feedback on us on this course, please feel free to write us at feedback@instantk.in. Okay. So this challenge is open to the first few who would show us the problems. Okay. Any issues with the programming in this lab. So we have taken all the care. It has gone through a lot of reviews, and if you find any issue, please write us back. We would be happy to update. So the computer programming laboratory is for the semester 1 and 2, first semester for all BE students. It's called 14 CPL 16 or 14 CPL 26. So all 14 problems we are covering here, and this is the basic model of computation. So what are the different phases of writing a C program? Okay. The phase 1 or the step 1 is understanding the problem. Okay. First and the foremost is clearly understanding the problem and then defining a problem. Okay. So the defining a problem also includes how come up with a pass-fail test cases, and also the part 2 has two parts: defining a problem and analyzing a problem. That's analyzing. You should come up with a few test cases and say for a defined problem, this is the case is a pass, this case is a fail. So this makes you to understand better. Then designing a program, and phase 4 is coding it, and which is an iteration part, and the phase 5 is testing a program. Okay. So let me quickly run you through how to write a program in C. What are the typical sequence one should follow to write a good program. Okay, so what there is a misnomer, there is a misconception that okay, take this problem, bubble sort, write a C program. Okay, C program is just a small part into the whole system. Okay, there is a big flow of iteration, the programming sequence that has to happen, one has to follow before we get a complete working code. Okay, so let me quickly walk through the whole thing. The number one is the read the problem carefully. This is the most many times students make the mistake. They don't read the problem line by line, word by word. Okay, so you should read the problem and clearly know what is the problem, what is the expected output they want. Okay, so sometimes they may have done regular problem but just a small change. Okay, find the smallest number. They might say find the second smallest number. Okay, so you write a program and then come back and see the problem was different. Is the most it's annoying. You're going to lose lot of time. Okay. The second one is if you understood the problem correctly or not, you can immediately check with if you can come up with a few test cases. The minimum is come up with a 3 valid test case, 3 invalid test case, okay, and 3 boundary condition and 3 miscellaneous. Okay. So just read the problem, write the test cases. Consider it's a palindrome or not. Okay. The valid test case is 1 2 2 1 is a valid. 3 3 3 3, yeah, okay, valid. Then 1 2 3 4, no, it is not. Okay. And what is boundary condition? Consider all 4 digits are same and something else. So you can make sure that you have understood the problem immediately if you can write few test case and say pass fail, pass fail, pass fail. Okay. So that if you know once these test cases are okay, then that means you have understood the problem correctly. Then the third part is, for example, for some of this problem you are supposed to know few formulas or values by heart. Okay, no choice. You should know what is this. For example, if it is a sine of x, write a program to find a sine of x not using the standard function. So you should know the equation sine of x is equal to x minus x to the power of 3 by 3 factorial plus x to the power of 5 by 5 factorial minus blah 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 blah. So this something you should write down. All the formulas which you need to know is by heart you should know. Okay. So there is no choice for this. So that's why the algorithm part has two. One is 3 and 4. The fourth one is, for example, it's a thinking part. So bubble sort. Do the bubble sort and show me something else. Is additional to that. So here you need to think. Okay. If you want to sort it in ascending order, what should be? To descending order, what should be? If you are sorting a string, what should be? So this is where you think. Many problem would be this thinking part. So once you think, the next one is you should convert into a pseudo code or a flow chart where the problem with the computer is it does not understand your 20 lines or 50 lines of code. Okay. What it does is it understands, follows one line at a time. So for each line it will give you yes, no or okay. Is A is greater than B? Yes. Is A is greater than B for a different value? No. Copy A is equal to C? Yes. Okay, done. So the computer has a intelligence limitation of one line at a time. So it's you who should make, if you have 30 lines of code, 20 lines of code, all 30 should be okay, 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 done, yes, no, to the computer. Okay, that's where you are breaking your algorithm into a pseudo code of 20 lines or a C program of 30 lines. Each line is a valid one. Okay, the computer is master of one line, one instruction. Okay, not the whole logic. It's up to you to write a proper 30 line of full valid logic. Okay, So you are taking a 20 line into a flow chart of 20 lines where each line can be yes, no or okay. Once you read it, once you pass these test cases, make sure things are done, then you will go to a C syntax. Okay. Here you are supposed to know the C syntaxes, say printf, scanf, square root, then if A is greater than B, if else, switch case, while, all the implementation of C is known here. Okay. So they say the complete thing, they say it as a C programming, which is wrong. Okay, which I am telling you, right, this is wrong. The programming is only here. Here you can convert in C into a Java or HashNet, whatever other languages you want to write, Python, you could write it. But all these things are going to be same. Okay, pseudocode is not a C code equivalent, right? The flowchart is not going to be C code equivalent. The most important, the number 7 is compile and run. The compile and run is, many students makes a mistake. They write complete program of 30 lines, 50 lines, and then try to compile. Okay, that is the most bad habit. Okay, I would say, because I have written thousands of lines of code, reviewed thousands of lines of code, gone through in the industry lot of stuff. I would say you should always not write more than 15 lines of code, compile, just add some printf, see if that is okay, then add 15 lines of code, then add 15 lines of code. I mean, if you are very, very sure of your what you are writing, then okay, but always you should follow 10 lines. You should write the 10 line. If you are reading something, read scanf, then print it and see if things are okay. Very good. Then write your algorithm logic, just while loop, then print it, come back. Next, if you are writing a factorial routine, just write a factorial routine, write some inputs, then see if things are okay, then move to the main. Okay. So individual testing saves you a lot of time. Okay. Once you have tested and found it is working, you don't need to come back to it again and again and again. So the best suggested is you write some 10 lines, 15 lines, compile it. If there is any compile error, fix it, then run. Then come back, add another 15 lines of code. So if you do this, you can, I am assuring you, you can write a flawless code, no bug. Every time, any problem, you will get a result. There may be some issue with the algorithm, you may fix it in the code, but rest of the stuff would be in place. So once you have done, run, things are okay, testing. So you take the same test cases, what you have already composed, you are going to run here, and make sure all the test cases passing. So you should make all test case pass before you call the instructor, your lecturer, faculty to say, I'm done, sir. Then they should not happen that they run something else and say, why it is failing. Okay. So you should never do that. So you should do that test, check the whole code, clean up if you don't want, if you added a lot of printf, event log kind of a stuff, you should clean up, then call the faculty and you are done, you are out. So the course in this Instant K, the computer programming has been designed such a way that it won't take more than half an hour for you to write, compile, show it to the test it, and you are done. Okay. Not more than 30 minutes. That's an assurance from us. And also, this is a typical code fragment where I was coming. So there will be some headers. You are going to use some headers. Okay. The headers, by default, what we use is stdio, and you could also optionally have few couple more math.h or stdlib or string or whatever. That's it. Then comes the main part. Okay, you could have an int as a return variable, or you could have a void. Okay, if you have a return int, you have to return something here. Okay, so this is your main fragment, and after here you will define some local variables with default values. Okay, so some int sum is equal to 0, anything whatever you want. So this is the first fragment is a local variable. I suggest whatever you need first right here. If you need a for loop, if you want I, go back and add here. Don't start with hundreds of initialization local variables, right? So you should use as and when you need, you go and add here. Okay. The second one is the user input. That's going to be very critical here. You are going to need a user input. So you would use printfs and scanf. Okay. So this is the second one where you would read all the parameters. So once you read the parameter, I'll come back to clear string, CLR, SCR. So you should do the input validation and see if all the expected values are correct. Okay. For example, if you are looking at n, which is the or sine of some third degree polynomial or whatever thing, and if that value happens to be 0, it's not a valid. You need some valid parameter. So you should check as much as possible the parameter, or if you're checking a palindrome and you want x to be 4 digits, okay, so you should do a valid check. If not, exit there. Okay. So this is something, this is the local variable. You take the input, valid, check the validity. That's it. So this I would call is as a input parameter block. Okay, all these things. And here is the basic algorithm. Okay, basic algorithm is what in the whole programming, just to make you understand better. I'll be putting these dotted lines at the top and bottom of the code algorithm section, so that you understand this is what is the core algo. Okay, this is what you need to understand, remember, write somewhere. Okay, and I am assuring you in the complete 14 problems, whatever, the core algo to remember is max 10 lines of code. Okay, write it down. All you need to remember is max 10 line of code per function. Okay, the per problem number 1 to 14. Each problem is max 10. You know, remember this. You can just go. That's why I'm assuring you, your exam time to write a program won't be more than half an hour. Period. 30 minutes is all that you need if you go through our course. So that's why after the algo, you will just print the results, then test it and get out. Okay. So here you should understand and make a clear understanding that this local variable, using the user input, printf, scanf, validation checking, you should do on your own. Okay. And the printing results should also, you should be comfortable. So in this programming of laboratory instant K video, let's concentrate only between these core algo, so that's where you need support. Okay, so be just comfortable with all this input and output, and let's worry about within these dotted lines. So again, I'm assuring you the core algo, I'm going to limit to 10 lines. So this, just write down wherever this video is being you are watching, pause it, write down, just take a one A4 sheet of paper, problem 1, write this 10 line, problem 2, write this 10 line, problem 3, write it. So just daily, at least before the date going to exam hall, lab, just review this one sheet with all 14 core algo, and you are done. You don't need any other support. So now also I'm suggesting you keep one white sheet of A4, write this algorithm, all 14 of them within that, and this is your cheat sheet, or what we call is the revision paper is called cheat sheet worldwide. So this is going to be your cheat sheet to just go through, revise, go through this multiple times, and you can go and write your exams. So the programming laboratory is one of the easiest and most beautiful you will enjoy if you understand this core algo of 10 lines, right? That's it, nothing more. So there are a few other stuff, like every time you run, the same, it keeps coming on over and over. So the CLR, SCR will help you to clear it. Okay, so mandatorily use this, and if you are using Turbo C or something, as soon as it runs, it just window disappears. So keep the output window there. The get CH is going to wait for a character, so it's the output window is visible. So the faculty, lecturers can see the output and then say, okay, go, working good, go home, right, after the Viva. So this is it, okay. There is nothing more than this. Just follow these 10 lines, that's why we have all the programming condensed into this, okay. So let's go back and quickly in this session next 10 minutes we'll go to each of the how to write, what is the stdio, what is the header file we need to include, what is the main, what is the typical use of scanf, and what is the print. Let's cover it, okay.